Skylanders, Spyro's Adventure. Have you ever looked at a game and thought, yeah, the concept's cool, but it's gonna suck. I just know it. And as much as I like to be impartial when I do these reviews, I didn't start having the best thoughts about this game. Maybe it had to do with the $70 price tag just to get started. However, since I like to review strange Wii games, I figured I would lay down the money and wish for the best. But I have to say, I was absolutely floored on how much I love this title. Is it possible that Activision did everything right in this release? Well, almost everything right. I still have a problem with the price, but we'll get to that a little bit later. The pad worked perfectly, it never misread my character, and it was also very easy to use. I love the fact that it used a wireless USB adapter to connect it to the Wii. The range of the wireless signal was never an issue, and I love being able to tote it around without needing to plug the Wiimote into it, like so many other accessories for the Wii often do. The only disadvantage of using this kind of gameplay setup is that if you lose the pad or the characters, you're not going to be able to play this game, as it's completely dependent on it. The game is completely voice acted, and it can be very amusing at times. Now, the story is broken up into chapters, and the goals are usually pretty straightforward. The story is about, man, that's disturbing. How freaky is it that the first thing you see in this game is a disembodied head talking to you? Anyways, the story is about the Skylanders coming back to this mystical world to stop the evil cat. Oh my god! How many disembodied heads are in this game? Are they trying to give kids nightmares? Luckily, this head is just an illusion for a villain named Chaos who's trying to make up for other inadequacies. Chaos has stolen the elements that the Skylanders need to control the world's portals, so they're going to have to recollect them to remake the portal and save the world. The graphics look great, and I was very impressed that the publishers didn't cheap out on anything in this game when it came to the visuals. They did their best, and it really shows. Each of the characters have their own attacks, weaknesses, and advantages. You can switch out the characters pretty much anytime you want by switching the plastic character on the pad. This becomes very helpful when one of your characters is very low on health. Just switch to the one that has more, since each character has their own health bar. Each Skylander will have a trait that sometimes will be essential for an area. If you don't have that certain character, you can't enter a certain area. These places that I'm talking about are usually extra bonus areas, and you can beat the main levels with just the characters included on the set. So if you ever get to a part that's too hard for one character, just try switching characters. More often than not, you'll find there is a night and day difference between the attacks of one and another. There is also a multiplayer mode, so you and a couple friends can battle it out in a very fun and original multiplayer arenas. There is the normal battle mode with traps, but there's also like a football mode where you have to try and get a ball into a goal, and other modes. It was very surprising to see how enjoyable the multiplayer was. And as a plus, the game will add the experience to your character that you earn in the multiplayer mode into the story mode. So that was very cool of them. Now there are expansions and magic spells you can buy, the same way you can add characters. Like this expansion of a pirate-themed world. All you have to do is buy the boat and put it on the pad and it's open for you to play. The same goes for the magic spells. Two examples of this is the swords that will fight with you with two invisible swordsmen for a limited amount of time. Or a treasure finder, which will alert you when hidden legendary treasures are nearby. The magic spells were very useful, especially the swords when you get into a big battle. While they can be very helpful, that will involve you spending more money. Now as long as we're talking about money, we should probably talk about the one negative I really have with this game, and that's the price. $70 is a lot of money to spend on an unproven video game. If we're talking about like a Pokemon game using this technology, that would be different. But this is a Spyro game, and I know I'm going to get a little bit of flack for this, but Spyro titles on the Wii are not exactly known for being great games. I think they probably should have only priced the game $50. Skylanders Spyro's Adventure was a lot of fun. Kids as young as 8 I think could enjoy this game. It's not too hard as long as you're using the right character for the place you're in. The graphics look great, the game controls extremely well, and while the camera can be a bit annoying at times, it was workable. The only problem I had was the price. So am I going to recommend a game that I overall love, but I think it's overpriced? And the answer to that is yes. The title is fun, and trust me when I say after you play the game for a while, your kids are going to want you to buy more, so they can access new areas and get different Skylanders. So you should buy it now.